Hello everyone, and in this video we're going to talk about War of the Visions news. Happy Tuesday to you, and we're going to talk about all the stuff that's happening. It's really jam-packed. I highly recommend don't skip through this one. You want to watch it in full. I'm going to do some news and review of the collaborative event, both the UR and the MR card from Mobius. Chocolate Flan is coming back in the form of a challenge where you can get some materials for and some recipes for the Sage's hat. That's what I'm going to give you some strategies on and what to expect with that challenge. And it is actually difficult, so I'm going to throw some good tips your way. We've also got some new story stuff coming out. We've got some Magicite event coming out. That's going to be a great way to level up your Espers. We're also going to have some PvP bonus medals, lots of good stuff that are going to be coming at us this week. And of course, guys, without further ado, hello everyone and welcome back to House Guys. I'm your host Norgoz. I'm going to be taking you through the War of the Visions news today. If you like what you're hearing, you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more, come back and see us again. And of course, if you're feeling really froggy, hit that bell icon so you can get notified when we put out new news and tips for War of the Visions. Without further ado, let's get started with the news. It is, like I said, it is jam-packed. We have a collaborative event with Mobius Final Fantasy. It's another mobile game in the Final Fantasy mobile universe. However, it is getting shut down, and I think it might already be shut down at this point. But it is getting, if not already, it is getting shut down, and this is kind of a nod to the Mobius community. It actually did have a decent community, but whatever it was, they're going to be shutting it down. So we have a UR card, which actually in my opinion, is actually a very, very good UR card. It's called Mobius of Despair and Truth. Now, this is going to give you magic attack up in the selfish buff, and in the party ability, you're getting missile resistance up. That's all ranged attacks like gunners and things like that. So I'm actually going to pull up the stats here for you, show you why I think this is such a good card for you. And especially if you have mages, and that's primarily it. If you have a mage and you have you want to get that extra magic attack, or if you just want to get that party buff for missile resistance, it's going to be good for you for PvP right now. So this is going to be great to be put on like a Mediana or like a Salir. It's going to be fantastic for you because at max level, you're going to get 172 magic attack. That's insane. On top of that, you're also going to get the selfish buff of magic plus percent up. So that's going to increase your magic up, your magic stat, your raw magic by plus 15% of your base. Now, why is this important? Because you can have a party ability with plus magic up, not magic attack up, but magic up, and it'll stack with this. And of course, magic attack up will stack with that as well. But I'm trying to focus on you can have magic in two different slots, and they both will stack. The selfish buff and the party buff does stack. So this is great for a magic user. And great for your PvP party right now. But why is it bad? So Norgoz, this sounds great. I have a magic user, and I want to get all that magic up. I saw what you said about the Horncastle card, and I liked it in the form for the attackers. This is kind of like that for magic users. So why is it that this card sucks? This card sucks. I know I just said this card was great. This card is great if you're going to wail for it. But it's bad because it's a UR card. And it's a limited collaborative event. It's going to be around for about 2 weeks. It's going to go away on the 7th of July. So that's why this card is not so great. In comparison to this card, if you wanted to use this card for the missile attack resistance up for your party, there is a comparative card, and it's already in the game. It's called Cleansing the Mind. Now, this card you may already have. This card is going to be at max level. You're going to be looking at a plus 15 shoot attack resistance, missile attack resistance, and the selfish buff here is luck plus 15%. That's going to increase your evasion and your accuracy. The downside to this is while it does have a ton of HP, it does not have a lot of attack or magic attack, so it's not going to be really great in the terms of giving you really good offense. It is going to be good in the terms of giving you really good accuracy and evasion on top of the resistance. So it's going to be a great defensive type of card. It's going to be fantastic for that, but not as good in terms of offense capability as the Mobius card is going to give you. So Mobius card is great for magic users, fantastic for magic users, fantastic for PvP as well, but it's not going to give you a lot of magic up and it's not going to give you a lot of self and party bonuses at level 1. Even if you get one copy at 1 star, it might be somewhat decent. You might get somewhere around, let's see here. I don't think I have any more details on the web. I'm going to estimate you may get around 8 to 10 shooting attack up, shooting attack resistance, magic attack up. I would say it's probably around half. For both of those stats, so it's not going to be that great for you unless you're going to wail and get as much as you can, and at that point you're really just kind of throwing your mortgage at it. So I think we've talked enough about this card, so let's move on to the next card and what we think about that. So this next card, I think, gives you a little bit more hope, especially considering it's called Mobius of Hope and Illusion. So no puns there, trying to stay away from the puns. I didn't really mean to lead in like that, but I have a little more hope for this card, no pun intended, because if it's going to be similar to what they did in JP, they're going to practically just give us this card. Now, it does going to give you the self buff of agility up and the party ability of ice attack resistance up. So this is going to be great to go up against the ice units in the game, Gilgamesh, Mediana, the most recent Victoria. You've also got, in the future, you've got Laswell and Agrius. There's a ton of ice units in the game, and I talked about how Victoria I've talked previously about how Victoria can combo with the ice slashing attack units now and in the future, and how that can be really strong, and how this is going to be really good at countering that, and it's also going to be really good at countering Mediana if you're having trouble with that in the arena. And of course, it's an MR card, so it's going to be a lot easier to get a hold of. And here are the stats on that, the raw stats at max level. I don't have the HP attack and magic stats. I haven't been able to locate that, unfortunately for you guys. I apologize. But what I do have for you is effect of agility up by 8%. That's really good. And you have ice attack resistance plus 15. So that's going to effectively give you roughly, 15% in that damage formula of getting your damage of that ice attack elemental damage cut. So that is a really, really good amount of resistance to have. So this card is going to be something that I think is going to be, comparable for you and decent for you. Just starting out in the first couple of levels, we're going to see around 58 attack, 235 HP, 23 magic attack up, and that's just at level 40. I suspect you're going to be seeing somewhere around 100-ish attack at max level, and the HP is going to be somewhere around 300 something, just like the UR card was. So a good amount of HP, good amount of attack, decent amount of attack, respectable amount of attack, really good amount of HP, gonna give you some good agility and nice attack resistance up. So in live PvP, this could be a really good card to throw on your tank, because especially like an Engelbert, who needs a little bit more agility. But because his agility is so low, this isn't going to have as much of an effect on the agility as it would somebody who has much higher agility. But every little bit is going to count, right? Especially if you have that and you have a party ability buff like that Ramza card, the House Beowulf card. If you have that and you stack it with this, because that's a party buff and a selfish buff, kind of like what we were talking about with the UR card with the magic, same kind of principle. So that might, every little bit's going to add up. So moving right along here, those are the two cards. Now, what do I think you should pull for? Like I said, if they just give us the Mobius of Hope and Illusion card, I'll be happy. I'd definitely be happy with that. As far as like pulling for the UR card, unless you're gonna wail on it, I really wouldn't pull for it. Just if you happen to get it if you're pulling for something else and you just pull on this banner and you happen to get it, fantastic. That said, I wouldn't put too much of an investment in it personally. That's kind of where I'm at. So we do have moving right along here, we've got the daily purchase bonus and arena campaign. There's going to be double arena medals. So when you go in there and do that PvP, you're going to get double medals, which is fantastic. Going to be a good way of getting you some resources in the arena shop. Ayaka is going to be the purchase bonus going forward for this next week. So if you need Ayaka shards like myself, this might be an option for you. Again, basically you're spending $1 a day for up to 5 days, and you're going to get an Ayaka shard, 5 Ayaka shards each day, plus one of whatever the other bonus is. And it's always pretty much the same: 100 purple faint memory shards on this day 2. That's the big one. That's the Rainbow Vision Sphere. You've got the Wind Awakening Prisms and Thought and Fragments. And then you've got, on the final day, you're getting 20 unit shards. So overall, altogether, you're getting about 40 shards. So if you have Ayaka and you don't have her level 1 and you didn't focus on buying her shards in the shop when it came up, this will get you to at least LB1. So that's something to consider if you're, if you're whaling or dolphining. One thing I do want to say here is that I would like to say is that before I forget it. So again, the Mobius events for like a couple weeks goes out on the 7th. I wish they would do like a something where it just says like limited here somewhere. I don't think they do a good enough job of that. Yes, it says a collaborative event at the top. Not everybody looks at that. At the bottom, it does say in our limited vision cards. But I would like to see that in their actual like pop up here somewhere. I would really like to see that limited edition something. I think that's a really good selling point for them too, because if you really want people to pull and summon for those things, that are limited, you got to let us know. Let us know it's limited edition. Sometimes just say it's a limited edition will let us know, hey, we want to have that, right? It's limited, we want that, right? So let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think about that? Chapter 7, Scene 1 is going to be available. So hopefully, we're going to be able to get some more materials, some more resources, some more vision ores, some more spheres, MR, UR spheres. That's something that I'm really looking forward to. I'm always looking forward to new story because I like the story, but also because of the resources. So, moving forward, Magicite reward quest. So, this is going to be going on for the next couple weeks as well. It's not very clear exactly how this is going to work out. I think that this is probably going to just be a random amount of Magicite rewards. I don't know if it's going to be each individual element or not. Hopefully it is. If it is, great, because we can go in there and get that 50 vision ore for the bonus first time clear. Go in there and do it. You get to do this 3 times a day as well, by the way. See it up there? 3 times a day we'll get to do this, which is fantastic. So that's awesome. Now the Chocolate Flan Challenge. I'm going to be on this for a few minutes, guys. So here's what to expect from the Chocolate Flan Challenge. I don't have a screenshot or a slide that I have to pull up right now. I apologize. I could, but I'm lazy, if I'm being honest with you. I'm lazy. I'm just going to tell you about it. So you guys have already seen what the Chocolate Flan raid looks like, right? You've seen the battlefield, okay? It's the exact same battlefield. The difference is you're coming in not from the back of where you came in at. You're actually going to come if you're looking at that. So it's going to be to the right of where your characters were facing, to the left of where the Flan was facing. If that makes sense. Okay, so it's going to be on the the closest point of the map to where the camera is, and then at that point, the Flan's actually going to spawn where your character spawned in the raid. So from where your party spawns, on the right of you is going to be a bunch of little ads, and the elements are going to be different. The ads and the Flan are both going to be water. And I believe they're also going to still be considered a Quan mob. So you're going to be able to use the Quan killers to get bonus damage, as well as lightning units like Frederica and Orlando are going to be fantastic. And whereas before it was an Earth unit, they weren't worthless, but it did hurt. Now the main thing to pay attention to is that you're going to get damage effects against you, or not damage effect. You're going to get status effects against you depending on how long the fight lasts. Number 1. To the left of you, there's going to be 3 different Lancer units that are going to be wind element. So a Mediana is going to be great here if you can go in and Cosmo Plume and destroy them all in one shot. That's going to be great for you. It's going to take really good care of you, especially in the multiplayer version of this, because it is a very difficult quest. It was extremely hard in JP, unless they nerf it a little bit for global, which it didn't seem like they did too much with the Brutal Iron Giant challenge. So I'm not expecting much of a nerf with this either. So they can give you, those Lancers can give you poison. The mini Flan adds AoE. They do AoE poison. The Lancers can give you effects such as Doom, and if you don't know what Doom is, basically gives you 3 turns of that unit. So if you have a faster unit, they get turns faster, they're going to die faster. So if you have like Engelbert who gets it by chance, then he's a really slow unit. So he'll the fight will probably be over before he dies, which is great. That said, I digress. That's something to keep in mind, is that you do have Doom. You will die from that eventually if you don't finish the fight before that countdown timer goes away. The Flan AoE, the Flan mini Flans, they're not going to do too much damage to you. But they are going to give you poison, which it is going to do a little bit over time. The Chocolate Flan as well is going to be pretty much similar to what he was before. We'll do some single attacks. I believes he's got an AoE himself. However, the main thing you got to worry about is going in and getting the wind units taken care of. Those Lancers are going to hit multiple units at a time, up to two squares in front of them. Can give you those debuffs, and that's what you want to try and avoid. So if you have something that can resist Doom or something to that effect that can help prevent that, great. Otherwise, that pretty much covers the majority of the news. But here's the thing: there is something that's going away. Like I said, I told you guys the Flan raid's going away. So why is it I'm bringing this up? Okay, 17 hours from the time I'm making this video, but it's tonight, at the end of tonight, it's going away, and it's not coming back. At least not for a while, if it does. Now, whether or not we'll see the Alexandrite ring again, I believe that we will see that as Alexandrite ring crafting recipe again. However, I do recommend, if you have the resources, definitely get a few of these. As you can see, I got about 4 of them, and I was able to do a +1, and it was a critical roll. And before I talked about whether or not you would get a critical or an aim, basically it's a difference between, do you want 15 crit or do you want 20 accuracy? Because on crit, you still get 10 accuracy. It's just a matter of what do you want to roll? What do you want? That's a lot of crit to get rid of. So what I would say that to keep in mind is just remember, you got all these resources down here that are available to you. Make sure that you're getting these rainbow fragments. You get the rainbow spheres if you haven't already. I didn't farm enough to get the rainbow spheres. I was prioritizing getting the crafting recipes. Now, one thing I mentioned before was you can actually go down here and get these void mega crisps, right? These are kind of rare, and I got a bunch of these. I spent a bunch of resources from the raids medals on getting these mega crystals. However, you can go down here into the arena PvP medals, which again we're getting a bonus for, right? We are getting a bonus for these. Now you can get the Sage's crafting recipe from that if you want to. However, if you're really struggling, you need to get those void mega crystals. You got everything else for the Alexandrite ring, but you don't have it. Look at this. What's that? That is the void mega crystal. You can get 10 of these per day. That's 3,000 arena shards per day to get 10 of these, and you need exactly 10 of these to craft the Alexandrite crafting ring. So those are some things to keep in mind as to what's going away and where you can put your all your medals and stuff. Because again, this is arena medals. You can still get the void mega crystal. So if you don't want to burn all your chocolate flan raid medals on the mega crystal, you don't have to. You don't got to worry about that. Get the Alexandrite crafting ring recipe. You can get the rest of the stuff at some point in time. Don't worry about that. You're going to be fine. So, but the recipes are what you kind of want. If you're really desperate for like some fragments and whatnot, you can get those, but those will come over time in other forms. So those are things to take into consideration. So that's all going away today. Also, don't forget, okay, go over here into the raid. If you haven't already, go into your raid and make sure that you pull it up, because when you pull it up, it's going to give you your ranking rewards, okay? Remember, when you did the raid that week, if you didn't pull this up after the fact, you did not get your ranking rewards. And if you did and you didn't see a pop-up, go back into it again just to be sure, because the first day, for the first few hours or so, first several hours or so, it didn't update and it didn't give you the rank rewards. It took me like a day before I actually got mine. So make sure you're going here, get your ranking rewards, because you might have gotten like 2, 3, 4,000 more. You know, maybe that's a little excessive. What did I get? Let me pull these up. So I got, excuse me, my rewards. I think I got 2,000 or so ranking rewards. I'm sorry. I was not prepared for this. Here we go. So if you got, I think I was like 10, somewhere between like 10 and 30,000. So I got like 2,000 orbs. Actually, I think I was under 10. I think I was just under 10. It just flashed up on the screen a second ago. You guys can rewind it and see. Maybe I'm a liar. We've got, I was at 18,000. Okay, so it's between 10 and 30. So I got an extra 2,000 raid orbs. So that was, and I didn't even do much. I grinded one day and that was pretty much it. So something to keep in mind. Make sure you get your ranking rewards. Go in the mob shop. Get your stuff. Don't waste time. Trust me. All right, guys? Thank you so much. I know this was a long one. I'm just going to upload it the way it is because I got to get this video out there. But I hope that this has been valuable to you. And if it has, again, give us a thumbs up. It means a lot to us. Subscribe for more. And we do have a Patreon account that has just been launched. I'm going to be putting out content of War of the Visions as well as For Honor. Maybe we'll throw some cat pictures and cat videos up there or something like that. But if there's things that you guys would like to see there or here, let me know in the comments below. And I just want to let you guys know that is an option that's available. It definitely does. All the support that we get on Twitch and here on YouTube definitely helps us out. Definitely keeps the lights on, keeps us going. So I appreciate you guys so much for the love, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.